The Constitution of India, the first page, talks about the four key things. It talks about justice, equality, liberty, and fraternity. And it is for all the citizens of India. Today I am going to talk about the 17 SDG goals, and all these 17 SDG goals directly or indirectly talking about all the four things which was written in our constitution in 1949. By the time this video will end, you will understand what are these 17 SDG goals, what is the meaning of it, why they are important, and how we can understand more about it. When we talk about SDG goals, Sustainable Development Goals, it was identified in the year 2015, and it was decided that in the next 15 years, that is by latest 2030, we should be able to achieve the target what have been set. In total, there are 169 different targets which have been set for the different 17 SDG goals. But actually, it all started in the year 2000 when it was called MDG, Millennium Development Goals, and there were 7 or 8 goals at that particular time. But then in 2015, it was decided that it is not able to cover all things which are required with respect to the entire control with respect to the sustainability. So that's why 17 different SDG goals were identified. Primarily, all these 17 SDG goals are talking about three key things. They're talking about social, economic, and environment. We need to take care with respect to society, economic part, and the environment. So let's go through all the 17 SDG goals in detail. The first SDG goal is talking about no poverty. The intent is that in the entire globe, some people are very rich, some people are very poor. How we can make sure that the people who are the below poverty line, how we can bring them up? Because still more than 200 crore people are below the poverty line. The second SDG goal is talking about zero hunger. Now again, the intention here is that some people have got lot many things to eat. They can consume anything and everything. But there's a huge majority of people who don't have even something basic thing to eat every day. So what to do about that? How we can bring up the level of those people so that they should not sleep hungry. The third SDG goal is talking with respect to good health and well-being. Now, it is not that some people who are rich, they should have the better amenities and they should live longer, and the people who don't have good facilities, less facilities, they have to die early, because as per the data, the life expectancy between the highest and the lowest is 31 years. So that reflects the poor state of different countries from developing to the developed nations. The fourth SDG goal is talking with respect to quality education. Now, it is also important that whether the basic, the secondary education, whether we can provide that much to each and every individual in the country or maybe in any organization so that they can be able to sustain themselves in their own way. There's a huge number of people who are not even getting the basic education at this particular point of time. The next SDG goal is talking with respect to gender equality. Now, gender equality is very important because we all know globally the gap between men and women. In fact, still there's a huge population of women who are getting married before 18 years of age. So that reflects that how much is the disparity between men and women still. The next SDG goal, that goal number 6, is talking about clean water and sanitation. Now it's talking about that the basic facility with respect to the cleanliness, the toilet, clean water to drink, how many people are getting it? More than 2.4 billion people are still not getting the basic sanitation and water facility. The next SDG goal is talking with respect to affordable and clean energy. That the people, whether they have got the electricity, whether they are having the basic infrastructure to live. There's a data which says that more than 675 million people are still living in dark. So that's a reflection about the present state between the developed nation and the developing nation. Next SDG goal is talking with respect to decent work and economic growth. Now it is talking with respect to that people who are working, whether they have got some social security, whether their job is permanent, whether they are getting the minimum salary or not. More than 2.2 billion people, the workers, they are not having any social security. So that shows the reflection of the present state. The next SDG goal, the goal number 9, is talking with respect to industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Now it talks about the basic thing that with this industrial revolution and so many things happening, whether people are having access to the basic things or not. As per the data, more than 4 billion people are still not having access of internet. Even though we say that now internet is everywhere, but that reflects the gap between rich and the poor. The next SDG goal is talking with respect to the reduced inequality between the countries. Now, some countries are very rich, some countries are moderate, and some countries are very poor. We talk about Africa, maybe some part of Asia, or maybe part of Latin America. So what can be done with respect to that? As per the data, at least 11% gap is there, and which is increasing year by year with respect to the income gap between the rich and the poor. The next SDG goal is talking with respect to sustainable cities and communities. As the globalization increasing, the people are moving from villages to the cities, and in cities the infrastructure is not that much and it is exploding like anything. So whether we are making the place in the cities more useful and more comfortable for people to stay and can live a healthy life. If I talk with respect to Delhi, where I'm staying, we have got more than 2.5 crore people who are living in the city, and there are many countries who don't have that much of total population. So you can understand the size and the quantity of people living in that particular area. The next is talking about responsible consumption and production. Now, here the intent is that some people are getting a lot many things to eat, and some people are not getting even the basic thing to eat. Many years back, I read one data where it was said that the 4% population is a contribution of America, but they are consuming more than 20% of the natural resources. So a lot of inequality is there which needs to be bridged. Then the next SDG goal is talking with respect to the climate action. Now, I think in general, we all talk about the climate action. If I talk about Delhi in the month of November, the AQI is going beyond 400. So that's a reflection of the climate change. And it's not only in India, not only in Delhi, but globally, we are seeing so many things are happening. We are not sure when the winter will come, when the summer will come, what can be the weather during any part of the time. The next SDG goal is with respect to the life below water. Now, when we talk about life below water, we are talking about the aquatic animals, that what kind of life they are living, and with the excess fishing we are doing, or so many other things we are doing, how the life of that aquatic animal is there. As per the data, the ocean acidification is increased 3 times. So that shows the kind of misuse that we are doing by different ways. Then the next SDG goal, the goal number 15, is talking about life on land. Now, when we talk about the Mother Earth, we think that we should do something good for the Mother Earth. But what we are doing, especially if you look into the deforestation, the way we are cutting the forest, and then still we are expecting that the climate should be good, that is something that we need to think about it. The next SDG goal, that is goal number 16, is talking about peace, justice, and strong institutions. Now, here the intent is that the people who are living in different cities or different countries or different organizations, what kind of environment we are giving, what kind of laws are there, what kind of the basic infrastructure and the basic guidelines, amenities that we are providing with them, are we taking care about that minimum or not? Especially with this war of Ukraine and Russia, and now with Israel and the other countries, so many refugees are getting displaced to the different part of the world. Who is taking care with respect to that? And the last SDG number 17 is talking with respect to partnership for the goals, that how we all can partner together. It can be the normal human beings like we as an individual, it can be the organizations, or it can be as a country, how we all can work together to see that we can have a sustainable future. Now, if you see, in summary, I talked about the three things with respect to social, economic, and environment, which are the basic things. And for that, there are 17 SDG goals. And you must have observed that all these 17 SDG goals are somewhere interrelated with each other. They are not isolated. When we work on one SDG goal, there are many other SDG goals which get impacted. My next video will again be with respect to sustainability. Regularly, I'm getting a lot of feedback from your side, and they're helping me to understand your expectation. So please do continue that. In case you want to understand a little bit more about this particular video, you'll find a link below. If you click that, you'll find a blog there, and there you can find this information in much more detail. And in case you are liking these kind of blogs and videos, you can always share it with your friends and colleagues, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel and my website, bhavyamangla.com. Thank you.